is set just above the Mason-Dixon line in Pennsylvania on a free plantation. During slavery, some states were free, some states weren't. And depending on where you lived, depended on the degree of what freedom meant, from state to state.
There's this uncertainty of law. So technically, she and Freddie are both free. But with uprisings around the country, anything is subject to change at any given moment.
This happens to be a place where there's a community of people who are working on a plantation who are free men and women. A runaway insurgent, a word that we've heard these days, an insurrectionist coming off of a John Brown raid enters into this camp because he's on the run and begins to challenge what freedom means to this community of people, forcing them all to kind of look at themselves and their values and what that means.
I think in any situation with any people, like in your area, it's like, I'm fine within this area, but what you're doing is taking what the problems and situations of your world and your society, now you're bringing it into mine, and in your quest to make peace all around, you're disrupting mine.
Very specifically, I think it's a love story between a would-be mother and her adopted son, and at the heart of it, what it really begins to bring into question is what sacrifices do we make not only from ourselves but for the next generation, and why they're important.
I think Sal has forgotten about herself as a woman and love and being open, and then here comes this handsome man, and she's uneducated, and so he comes talking all smart and reading poetry, and it shakes her up a bit because it's exciting, but it's not what she had in her plans.
Oh, I see. Reckon you the runt of the litter, huh? Got thrown out.
I wish that were the case, Bo. Only progeny from the breed, born to parents each of whom were without the benefit of family relations.
So you got nothing to lose,
I
but
prefer
I do.
to see it as I have everything to gain. Having no kinsman, I claim the race. You, each of you belong to me. It is my responsibility to do something.
So you just gonna save everybody, huh?
I hope to be a catalyst. I cannot do it by myself.
'Cause it can't be done. You thought about that?
Never.
He is certainly full of passion. He is someone who is very dedicated to what he believes in. She, for him, represents the continuation of his mission, which was to free the slaves.
It is so relevant in our current conversations that are going on, particularly as we enter into another political cycle, that the themes of equality resonate so profoundly, and the freedoms that we all should enjoy as Americans.
There's a lot of spirituality in the play. And I think that a lot of the characters portray this. A lot of the songs that they are putting in right now portray this. And I think that church people, one of the things that they like, not only being under the same guise of we love God, but we love music. We love music too, and we love that music to shine and show and portray our beliefs in the Holy Spirit. Now this show does a lot of things.
Or as Quincy Jones said, where there's no place for you in the culture, you will invent one. And so watching people having to invent a life and a place and a means of being is just as compelling today, because we're trying to figure out as it was in 1859. But we know these people, and they're fun to be around. They're fun to listen. And at the core of it, it's really a love story. It's about people who love each other fiercely, and at some point are fearful of committing themselves to what it takes to love that person. And so in essence, I think the wonderful arc that she's drawn is we see a woman in Sal, who's the central figure in the piece, willing to having to grapple with what it is that she's going to commit to and give up in the sense of loving someone unconditionally. For everybody, freedom means something different, and we're constantly having to grapple with that on a day-to-day. And it changes. It's a shifting paradigm. It's nothing that's static. What you may think is freedom one day is not the next. And so I think we see that against the backdrop of this piece in I think, a very illuminating way.
To break these chains that bound in me.